Hello everyone and welcome back to another Universe Sandbox video, and today we're going to be returning to the solar system we'll be making around the smallest star. So that's EBLM over there in the distance. We've got our little brown dwarf we put around it as well, which is actually larger than the main star if I remember right. But yeah, we're going to be continuing off, finishing the system off in today's video. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we've got our brown dwarf, we've got our red dwarf over here, we've got our nice gas giant with its 4 little moons going around there, looking good. So overall, yeah, I'm very pleased with the way this system has come out. But now, we're currently in update 26.3.1 at the moment, I think it was. So, yeah, 0.1. So we've got the access to the new features. So, instead of adding some more stuff, I'm going to go back and customize a few things. So, where are we, for instance? So, I hope the update hasn't ruined our objects, because that would be quite frustrating. So, here we are. How's our objects doing? So, EBLMBE... Yeah, that object's looking a little upset. Oh, dearie me, what's happened to you? Was this a... I think this was meant to be a... Was this a gas giant texture? I think that was a gas giant texture, wasn't it? Okay, that's okay. I mean, yeah. Alright, never mind. Okay, so onto the rocky planets. Oh, yes. Okay, so these guys are still looking fairly good. Okay, EBLME, how are you looking? Let's look underneath. Oh, this was a gas dwarf, I think. So, okay, yeah, so the objects are still looking alright. EBLMD over here, Proxima. So, yeah, this was Proxima B originally. So that object's still looking fairly good, okay. So, there's no ice on it, though. So, how hot is it? 10 degrees? I'm surprised there's no ice on it. All right, we have IO over here. That's still bugged, but it's from the previous version. So, I mean, not much we can do about that. So, there's IO. We've got Porter over here. I remember this one. That was the nice white Venus-like object. We had this one here. This was one of the oil worlds from one of the competitions, so that's cool. EBLMBC over here. This was a Mars, if I remember right, wasn't it? Yeah, so that was a grayed out Mars. We had this object over here. That was one of the moons that had an Io, or not Io, Europa texture on it. Okay, we have this one here. I think this was maybe Mercury at some point. I can't remember what that was originally. And we had Snowball D. Okay, and then this object here, Merc. Yeah, that was Mercury. Then we had Snow Trappist 2.0 at the bottom here. So I think I'm actually going to leave them the way they are. I think they're fine. Also, we have the gas giant objects there as well. So yeah, I think I'll go with some new fresh objects for today. Or we could completely replace some, I guess. So Proxima, for instance. How are you doing over here? So I want to see, can we get any snow on it or anything? Play. So how are you doing? So go back to you. So we're on that mode. What if we try... could try freezing it, I guess. Melt. So that completely gets rid of all of the ice. So this object doesn't have any ice or snow on it at all when you melt it. Oh, that's kind of annoying. I mean, if I put it to 5, that doesn't make a difference. Okay, so let's put it back to 10 then. Okay, so yeah, this object we can't modify. Right, so yeah, I won't mess with the old ones then. We'll leave them the way they are, the way they've been established. So I don't want to add much more around EBLM. So if we're adding any more stuff, it's probably going to have to be around here. So was it EBLMD? I think this was the volcanic world I wanted to go for, if I remember right. So... I mean, it had the red oceans. Yeah, okay, so I want to modify this a bit. If we can get some snow on here, I think that'll look really cool. So, for instance, I want to actually increase the water to a start off with. So, okay. That's looking pretty crazy there. Okay, so how are we looking? Right. Turn all that off for the time being. Okay, so this is what it currently looks like. So it does look really nuts. So, ice color. So, there's no ice on it yet. And snow, there's no snow. Right. So we need to obviously, this is going to need freezing. So how hot is it? So it's minus 273. That's obviously going to get colder. Okay, so there's a nice area already. So what I want to do with that is, I want to make them just completely blacked out. I want volcanic sort of looking ash areas. I want how cool that'll look. So I want to add a little more water to it. Play. Let it sort itself out for a bit. I'm going to lower that. Obviously this is going to need to freeze because I want it to be like volcanic sort of, yeah, completely blacked out. So... Okay, let's just... Are you going to sort yourself out? I mean, yeah, the water is obviously working way better than it did in the previous one. So how are we doing? Sea level. I'm not going to bother with that. Melt. Freeze. There you go. So that's frozen up. So volcanic. That's looking quite cool. Melt. That takes it back to water. So if we have a mix of the red water and the snow, I think that would look pretty neat as well. So how are we looking here? Let's actually go back to... I think there's a little too much water on it. So I'm just going to lower that down. Okay. But yeah, that... volcanic build, I mean, we are modifying an old object, so it's not obviously going to be perfect, but I mean, we could do that. That could make it quite interesting as well. So, yeah, there's my attempt at just slight modification to it. What is going on? Why are we that close to the brown dwarf? Whoa. Did the brown dwarf just get bigger? Well, that's not right. What happened there? What's happened, my man? Why is this so big? Okay, we're definitely seeing some game-breaking bugs. Look how big the brown dwarf... What has happened? Let's open it again. Okay, we won't modify that. We need to see what happens with the brown dwarf when we play it. So, there we go. Let's just try that again. Oh, dearie me. What happened there? Oh, God. Right. So, a tip for you. Don't mess with your systems if you're bringing them into this version. So, what happens here? Oh, okay. I think I get what happened. EBOMB got destroyed. I'm guessing. That material crashed into the brown dwarf, and it made it glitch and go really large. Yeah, it did. Okay, so we can fix that. Oh, that's so annoying. Look, it's just going to take the whole system apart. Look at it go. It's just going to ruin it all now. Oh, all our hard work. Oh, dearie me. Right, smallest star system. Right, we need to have a little... That object needs to be pulled away immediately. So, where are we? So, here it is. So, EBOMB. The brown dwarf is very angry with it, so we're going to have to drag it way further out here. So, we'll have to modify all the orbits. So, actually, what I'll do is we'll build an entirely new one. So, play, that should happily be fine now. So, we can't go much closer to that brown dwarf. So, that should be all right. We'll grab object C just a little further out, so we have a little more breathing room as well. So, auto-orbit there, please. Thank you. Where's the auto-orbit? There you go. Okay. Thank you. There you go. Right, cool. So, that's fine. Right, keep an eye on that. So, we don't want to run it too fast. Right, now. Fresh object. Now, I'm thinking, from one of the... Actually, we could try and use one of the objects we used recently in the Update 26 video. Or Update 26.3 video. So, I'm just thinking, what was one of the good objects I spawned in? I'm thinking, I mean, LP did look good down here. Where did it go? LP, it had that, where was it? LP, there you go, LP 12, right. Place you just fresh in here. Orbit, thank you. Okay, just like that. Okay. Oh, they haven't fixed that black trail thing either. Oh, that's really annoying. Right, so we have a fresh one of these to work with. So obviously you're going to be very dark here. So, go on there. We'll go on studio mode. Okay. Right, and then obviously what we're going to want to do here, we're just going to look underneath all the atmosphere and stuff. So that's what we're working with at the moment. So, now, add water. Fair amount, not too much. So we'll have a completely separate one from the original one we had in here. So play, let that sort itself out for a bit. Okay, so that's just keep an eye on that brown dwarf so it doesn't do any naughty things either. So, right. Actually, how are we looking? I don't want this thing's orbit messing with the other two either. Now we've had to put a new one in. So, appearance. Can we just have a trail colour so we can actually see where it is? There you go. Right. Excellent. So, that's looking better. So, this thing, a little too large. We're definitely making it smaller. Thank you. Nice and small, little volcanic world. There you go. So, that won't affect the orbits much anymore, hopefully. So, nice and small. Looking good. So you get a nice view of the next planet nearby as well, actually, so that's good. Right, now you need to sort yourself out with that water, my friend. Come on. Right, so add. Well, that should flush itself out. And actually, the thing is, if I reset the surface texture, it's gonna break it. So we have to keep it the way it is. Okay, so now I'm gonna freeze it. Just using that freeze button. Thank you. Right, okay. Oh, that does look crazy. Right. So, what we're gonna do with the colours? Ice. Blacked out ice, how are we thinking that looks? I don't know, I'm not a big fan. Honestly, I'm not, I mean, it looks cool for the funky colours, but if I want to make a volcanic world, I'm not buying it. I'm not a fan. I'm going to replace it with a Mars, actually, because I did like the way the Mars looked. So, replace object. I'm going to go over fresh Mars, like so. Place that in there. There we go. Fresh Mars. I'm going to make it a little smaller, obviously, for obvious reasons. So, smaller. There you go. Nice and little. Right, and then interface will give you just a fresh colour. Right, play. So that's going to sit in there fine. Now, Mars. So, add water to start off with. Play. So that should be quite nice. So we'll just have a nice big patch of it. We'll melt it down quickly so we can see what it looks like. So, melt. Yeah, melt the water, please. Melt, thank you. There you are. Okay. So, can see it's looking good. So, a little more water. Just a little bit. Okay, there you go. Something like that. Obviously, Mars is going to be cold because it's, where it is. So, it's no red dwarf warmth here. So, that's 0 degrees. That's going to make it freeze up. If the freeze button actually works, that would be nice. There you go. I was clicking melt, wasn't I? Right, so that's all frozen up now. So, what is going on? What's that all about? So, that glitch hasn't been fixed. So yeah, this glitch still is in the game. Definitely going to be I'm definitely going to mention that in their bug talk, because that, I thought that would have been fixed. Damn, that's really annoying. That is. Right. Down here, ice color. Yeah, volcanic, and then same with the snow. A very volcanic looking world. Now colors custom. Right. What do I want as the original sort of color? So the volcanic sort of ash, and then the high elevation we could have as volcanoes, I guess. I mean, they are volcanoes already, aren't they? So I have them as a like a bright orangey color to try and represent lava. So yeah, that is really, really annoying that it still exists. So low elevation. What do we want our main color to be? I mean, I could try originally keeping it in the original sort of Mars-like color, but just like a custom variant of it. So got that. You got the black volcanic ash everywhere. That is looking pretty cool. So and there's my quick attempt at a volcanic build. I mean, it still isn't perfect, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's not too shabby. I mean, that surface glitch is really, really annoying, the way that's still in there. I thought that was fixed, honestly. So that is very frustrating. If I melt it all again, is that water just going to sort itself out? I would. Yeah, that is so annoying. Look at the state of that. I mean, that is just that's frustrating. So freeze again. Yeah, so melt and freeze. The water doesn't. The ice covers different areas. So that's a little annoying. So okay, but I mean, it's still sort of looks a bit volcanic-y, I guess. I mean, it's not what I expected it would look like, I have to say. So, and then what I'm going to do as well, we'll add some red city lights to sort of look like volcanoes, I guess. So, always like a reddish-orange shade. And go to... so actually, how does it look on the realistic? So there you go. There's like some volcanic areas there, sort of being represented by the lights. But yeah, there we go. So there's a quick re-attempt at a volcanic world. But yeah, I'm not too pleased. I have to say, I'm not too pleased with the way that's looking, to be honest. So this would be BB, wouldn't it? Yeah, so B, and then yeah, okay. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm not that. I was hoping it'd look better, I have to say. So EBLMBB. So there we go. I'm gonna place that in there. So that's replaced the object we had originally. So I'm not gonna bother adding more stuff close to that. So I think what we're gonna finish off with, I'm gonna add moons, rings, stuff like that. So EBLMF, for instance. You're a gas giant. You're all by yourself. You should get a moon and a few set of rings, I think. So we're going to go with a Jupiter ring for you, I think. So Jupiter. Thank you. Add ring. Oh, no, don't close the menu. Oh, no, that's... Right. Like that. So there you go. So you've got a ring, a Jupiter ring around it. That's still a little too far away, so we're going to lower that the ring option down. So outer radius and then inner radius. So outer radius, for instance, that's fine. Inner radius we need to change. So if we go to Earth distance, it's 19 Earths. So we're going to put that down to 10 Earths instead. So if we add the ring now, we can't really see it. I mean, it's quite hidden in there, but yeah, you can see there is a ring there. It is quite hard to spot though. But yeah, if we go on, let's go back to flashlight, I think, just so we can actually see the ring. So there you are. What do you think of that? Nice simple build on it around the good old gas giant there. So it's more like a Saturn set of rings now, but yeah, that's fine. So play. Now we'll just happily sit with it. Oh, rings? What are you doing, rings? You just gonna... Oh, that's bizarre the way they're working. Look at that. Honestly, I kind of rate it. Yeah, why not? It's probably because the brand of orb and the other objects are kind of interfering with them, actually, so that's rather weird. Right, how's this one doing? Oh yeah, this was the like ice giant object we made. So the colour on it's looking a little funny, a little more... I'm sure it used to look more blue than that, so... We could try and make it a little more blue, I guess. I mean... Yeah, I'm sure that maybe the tint on it is like reactivated, because yeah, I'm sure we had that more blue looking before, so I don't know what's happened with that. So that's now a green, more of a greenish ice giant. So there we are. It's annoying how this glitch isn't fixed either. This trail glitch, that's quite annoying. So there we are. Right, and then EBOMF. Yeah, you're going to sit there. Moons could be quite difficult to add here because obviously we're quite close to other planets. So I think one moon we could probably sneak in here. So let's use the bromine world, one of the object competition objects. That was quite a cool one, so let's place it there. So that should hopefully sit around fairly comfortably. We're going to also make it so it loses mass and radius. It's a nice little small object for us to experiment with. And then, yeah, we'll drag it closer. So we'll have it just out of the rings, but yeah, I don't want to have too many objects in here. So, auto orbit. There you go. So that'll sit comfortably as the only moon around this gas giant. So there you go. and all the other moons were stolen by the Brandewolf. That'll be my little story behind it. So yeah, there you go. So that will happily sit around there. And what we'll do is, to make it interesting, we'll tidally lock it to the gas giant as well. So there it is. So yeah, you're the same face of that. We'll always face EBLM now. So there you go. Cool. So that'll sit around there. But yeah, we're not going to interfere with any more of the Brandewolf. So I think to finish off, down here, Epsilon, massive ring system, I'm thinking. And it's going to cover the span of the moon. So I kind of want to make it just like crazy. So for instance, if I try a Saturn ring, how would a Saturn ring look on this? I mean, already that's looking quite good, actually. So the Snowball, D, and Trappist are inside the ring system. So how is that going to look if we turn the orbits off? Well, that ring system is a little too big, actually. So we will actually make it smaller. So I think it's still got more of a Uranus sort of radius, actually. So if I try a Uranus system, well, no, I will stick with Saturn, actually. So we'll just manually have to input the values. So we'll go Earth and then Earth. So we'll start off at 7... We'll go 8 Earths, and then instead of 80 moons, no way, right. We'll go back to 14. Add ring. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, there you go. Cool. So do that. Obviously, Snow Trappist is going to obviously upset those rings a lot, but yeah, that's how we're going to have it running. So Snow Trappist is going to get a little bit of collisions going on as well, but I mean, it's fairly, I mean, look how close it is anyway. I mean, that is ridiculously close to the gas giant, so... Yeah, I mean, look at all the other moons. I mean, look how close to this whole system of objects is really, really close boundaries anyway. So if we go to realistic, what we'll do is we'll actually land on our moon here. Actually, what we'll do as well, to make it interesting, we will tidally lock you, sir. So you are the closest moon, so we'll do it. Why not? Tidally lock, right. Whoa, okay. Right, so we're always going to be looking at that. So if we look around, let's see if we can spot our neighbouring objects. So play, slow down time. Okay, so obviously we're inside the ring system here, so labels off. So there's obviously Brown Dwarf. You can see the other gas giant in the distance. That's how close this system is together. I mean, a system like this actually existing would be pretty nuts. I mean, seeing all those objects, maybe it is out there somewhere, who knows. So look around. Main star over there. We've got one of our neighbouring moons, so we need to wait till this object is in front of the gas giant. So we actually need to watch. Got obviously the rings in the sky as well. So if we look down, got a bit of the atmosphere, a little bit of haze on the surface area here. But yeah, that gas giant is awesome. So, right, where's our neighbouring objects? So, come on. Also, we saw, it's got labels. Was one of the moons there. So yeah, we need to get round the other way. So, let's do this. Are we in front of it now? Okay, so we sort of are. So we've got a neighbouring moon there, Snowball D. Second neighbouring moon over there, and then where's the third moon? I think it was over here, wasn't it? There it is, there's the third moon. Imagine how bizarre this would be seeing all these guys together. I mean, that is really crazy stuff. So, this is the furthest moon out, actually. So, let's have a little land on here as well. So, let's land. Okay. All the way down. This one will go all the way on the surface here. Oh, what's going on here? As cool as that looks, that is a little glitchy. So, there you go. That's a way better view of it. Oh, that's got to be the thumbnail, surely. Yeah, I'd have to make the light brighter, but that is, I'm liking the way that is a cool view, I think. So what do you guys think of that? Yes. So click play, look at it in action. Look at that. Oh, that is gorgeous. Look at it all go. Hey. Oh, that is awesome. Oh, wow. I'm loving the way that is looking. Oh, yes. But one thing I do want to do, I kind of want to make the brightness bigger. So if I increase our star's, I'm going to obviously save the simulation first, but I'm going to increase our star's luminosity so we can see all this stuff. But I mean, that is such a good view of all the moons around it. So what can we even select the star? No, actually what we'll do is zoom out, quickly check everything's in order. So Brown Dwarf, everything. Okay, that's all fine over there. Okay, so we can save it again. Alright, so we're gonna, and then we have a little play of it because I'm quite happy. I'm quite content on finishing like that. I don't think the system needs more stuff thrown in there because I think it's just too much stuff, to be honest. So I wouldn't mind trying to add an asteroid belt in between Epsilon and then EBLMB because all those asteroids would be slung everywhere, so it could make the system quite dangerous. So I'm thinking that could be quite cool. So we've got the simulation saved. And what I'm gonna do is we're gonna put a bigger star in here. So I'm gonna put the sun instead. So just want to see how bright it would be at Epsilon. And obviously, it's going to annihilate everything in the inner solar system. Now that's all going to be just annihilated. We've got the sun here now, so obviously it's a lot brighter, and that's what I want to do. I want to see how cool it looks with the brightened bright and light. So we're on realistic. Excellent. Orbits labels off. Let's land where we were on the top. That is, yeah, we're like close to the Mercury now. So, oh, that does look good. Oh, yes. So, land. In the sunlight, yeah, that is looking good. Right, so parent planet, all of our moons. Right, play. Stuff is going to be ruined. That sun is going to just annihilate everything, though, because the gravity of that is way more powerful. So, there you go. But, yeah, look how good it looks with the Brighton light. And you see the Brand Dwarf in the background as well. But, yeah, let's just gaze upon how good that looks. That is such a nice view. Just seeing this all going around. It all works. I mean, obviously it won't work if we speed it up because the sun is just going to annihilate everything. But for the time being, let's just admire just all the moons all going around in the ring system as well. You got the other gas giant in the background, EBOM-BF over there. Brown Dwarf is obviously moving on as well. But look how good that looks. Just all going around, all the moons in the ring system. I mean, yeah, it's like the 4 Galilean moons. So we'd be on the equivalent of Callisto at the moment. We can see the gas giant starting to warm up. Oh, no. Oh, dearie me. So let's actually just see what happens. So imagine if our red dwarf ever turned into a red giant. This could kind of be an example of what happened. Obviously, red dwarf may not... I mean, it wouldn't turn in... It hasn't got enough mass, really, to be going crazy stuff like that. I mean, it could just burn out without even doing a red giant phase or whatever. But yeah, look at also all the rings and stuff is going to start being tossed around the more the moons go around. I don't know what's happened to the object we're on. I think we've been pulled away. We've been stolen. We've been stolen. Oh, my God. What's happened? Oh, that's not good. We've been pulled away. We're so close to the sun. We've been stolen from our gas giant. So I'll see if we slow it down time. Yeah, the sun has just gobbled us up. And yeah, we can see it's eating everything else. The planet has been pulled. Oh, no. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, dear me. So obviously one object will just annihilate the whole system. Where's our Brown Dwarf? I'm guessing the Brown Dwarf isn't going to be taken... Yeah, the sun's just going to dissolve everything. What's going on over here? Is Bromine still doing all right? Yep, you're doing all right. Brown Dwarf over there. And then you got that bad boy here. So the sun, I mean, you can see, yeah, not good. Some of the rings have survived, but yeah, that is just a disaster. So that sun is very hungry. Brown Dwarf, are you going to hang on, my friend? I don't know. I don't think it's going to hang on, is it? Yeah, it's going on. It's on the collision course by the looks of it. Oh, no. That is, yeah, it's going to go into the sun. Got our gas giant. Our gas giant is, yeah, there it is, the gas giant. Oh, God. What's happened to the sun? Oh, dearie me. Brown Dwarf versus the sun, extra large. Why is the sun 4.65 radius all of a sudden? Oh, dear, oh, dear. So what we'll do is we will sit on, is our moon still here? Or have we lost our moon? We've lost the moon. Okay, we're going to sit on the gas giant. And we're going to observe as the Brown Dwarf, our parent star, the Brown Dwarf, gets annihilated. So, oh dear, look at the Brown. I mean, it doesn't look so big now, does it? So, play. Brown Dwarf versus the sun. It's going in. It's kind of annoying how objects rotating, actually. Can we just stop that for the time being? Where are we? Stop. Okay, there you go. Brown Dwarf versus the sun. Turn off the HUD, I guess. And watch as it just falls into the sun. I mean, that's dangerously close. I mean, surely it's going in. I mean, that is still just ridiculously close. Oh, dearie me. I mean, it didn't... I guess this video ended up just being more of a playing around with the system than actually building anything in it. But yeah, we added the rings and the moons. We'll have a little bit of a play with it. Why not? So... Oh, it's gone. It's just been eaten. Oh, no. Oh, dear. I thought it would have blown up. I was expecting more of a nova or something. So the sun... I don't know if our gas giant will survive. It's the only thing left, pretty much. You can see materials all being torn apart. I don't know if our object's losing. I don't know if that's our material we're losing, but we may be able to survive. I don't know. We can see just the last of the systems being gobbled up. How are we doing? So, yeah, we are losing material. Our rings are obviously in trouble. Is this the last thing? And there's a few more survivors. So there's the green object, EBOMBE. That was the ice giant we had around the Brown Dwarf. That object is in there hanging in. So maybe the sun will they'll just orbit the sun forever, or they'll just leave. So let's see how... So the gas giant's fine. The gas giant's escaped. EBOME, maybe the last planet. So it's just a planet and a... Yeah. I think that'll stay like that for eternity now. I don't think there's anything that's going to interrupt that orbit. So, yeah, that's had it. Oh, dear, oh, dear. I mean, yeah, that was yeah, but originally our original plan was just to see how good the ice giant looks with the sun as our star, just to make the light brighter. So I don't know, why am I typing tiny? It's smallest. What am I doing? There you go, right. Smallest star system, obviously, we've already got it pre-built. I think to finish off, I mean, yeah, today is just putting the cherry on the cake. I think we're just going to do final additions and stuff, few moons, ring system. Yeah, I'm thinking a ring system in between EBLMH and then EBLMBF over there. So, okay, how far is this out? So, right. Okay, 0.08 AU. Okay, right, so let's keep that in mind. Right, so add ring. There we are. Right, add ring, asteroid belt. Right, so 0.09, and then, I mean, it could go all the way out to 4 AU. So what about, if we're doing it in lunar distance, I don't know, 60? Add ring? Where, oh yeah, I can see a ring now. Okay, flashlight, please. Alright, that's, okay, so Control Z, gonna get rid of that. 120, double it up. Yes, that's what I want. Yes, I want the system, I want it to be out of Epsilon and sort of crashing into EBOM BF over there. So, a very strange ring system. Obviously, this ring system would be broken over a long period of time, but that's how I want it to sort of be. So, it's kind of a scattered system because there's so much packed in here. There's no way it would all work. So, obviously, the brown dwarf's presence will upset those rings 100%. So, we are on flashlight. So, let's just have a little play out of how it would work now. So, I'd say, in my eyes, the system's complete now. So, let's see how this runs. So, obviously, with the rings, I mean, the system works. Don't get me wrong. The system does work. I mean, I think the only thing that could be an issue is, yeah, we can see Bromine World. Yeah, it was a long shot trying to get it to work. Okay, it's escaped. That's fine. We can see it, yeah, EBOM, BF. Yeah, having them around the brown dwarf, eventually the main star is going to start, obviously, ripping them away. So, yeah, it's kind of a system that's ever-changing. So we can see Bromine World is being taken away from the second star, and now it's heading inwards to the inner system. We can see the rings from the gas giant are being torn in all different directions. So they're kind of refilling the asteroid belt anyway. But we can see the asteroid belt has kind of been stolen by the brown dwarf. We can see, yeah, it's kind of a system that's not sorted itself out yet. It's still evolving every few days, and eventually it'd sort itself out over a long period of time. But obviously we're not going to run it for millions of years because the simulation, we can't. With all the rings, we will never be able to speed it up that fast. But yeah, take this as like a small red dwarf system that hasn't fully formed yet, or something along the lines of that. That's sort of my little backstory behind it. So it's a system that hasn't fully fixed or fully sorted yet. So yeah, but yeah, there we go. So that does it for making a solar system around the smallest star, part 3, plus a little bit of an experiment by putting the sun in here. I mean, yeah, pretty crazy. So yeah, hopefully you guys all enjoyed that. But yeah, the final result, I mean, I think I was already pretty happy with the way we finished off last episode. I mean, it's a red dwarf. You can only add so much around it as well. So yeah, I'm quite happy with the way we've left it, to be honest. I mean, even without the additions we've added today, I'm quite happy with the way that's finished off. So yeah, that does it for today's video, guys. So if you enjoyed it, make sure to hit that like button down. And yeah, what should I make a system around next? Let me know down below in the comments. And with all that said and done, guys, make sure to subscribe for more. Help us on the journey to 20,000 subscribers within the next few weeks, as we are so close now. A huge thank you to you all for that. And yeah, let's see if we can go for 40 likes for the finale of this system today. And yeah, that all said and done, guys, make sure you all have a great day. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.